Hey everybody, this is Katrina, the proud owner of COSMarketing Agency, and today we're going to talk about local service ads by Google, aka LSA. Now before we get started, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Click that notification bell so that you can be notified about every single time we make a post. We do lots of content about Google search engines and all kinds of things that will help you, fellow small business owners, get more prospects, brand your businesses, and grow your company in a world where the competition is just a click away. So you don't want to miss out on this video and other things that we post every single day. Now, LSA, or local service ads, is a newer form of Google ads that a lot of you guys want to take advantage of, and that's for several reasons. Now, first and most importantly, because it's a little bit newer, a lot of your competitors don't even know it exists yet. So this is not the kind of information you just want to throw out there willy-nilly. You really want to, take some time to talk about it internally with your team to see if it's right for you. Now, the major difference between LSA ads and other things like PPC or pay-per-click is the fact that LSA is something that you can only get into in certain industries. Now, typically these industries tend to be, blue collar companies that, like the name suggests, offer local services to people in your area. Now, that doesn't mean it has to be a very small radius of just a few blocks or, less than a 5 or 10 minute drive. No, but where you might be limited to a certain service area. So that leaves a lot of different industries up for grabs, right? But we find that it works the best for, again, blue collar companies, things like construction, things like cleaning, pest control, I believe landscaping is on there. Certain types of doctor's offices and law offices can go on there. If you go to Google's site and you type into Google search, local service ad list, you're going to see a list of all of the different companies that LSA can service at the time that you're watching this video. So right now, at the time of filming, we're in 2025, but these things can always change. So I always suggest that you go straight to the source, to Google, to find this list. But a lot of the companies that we service are, eligible for this. A lot of them are blue collar. So, we're taking advantage of it for them as often as we possibly can. Also, these ads tend to be more cost effective than the overpriced, overinflated PPC. Not saying it's wrong, we run a lot of PPC ads, but they are, getting more and more expensive. They are great, they work well. You can still do LSA ads and PPC, right? But if I qualified for LSA, which I don't, marketing companies do not, but if I did qualify for LSA, I probably would forego the PPC or at least ramp that down and focus more on the LSA because it tends to be a lower cost per click. Also, you have things like call screening, which is super valuable. You can screen calls, and if somebody clicks on an ad and tries to call you through an ad, and it's just some robot or some spam bot or something like that, you could appeal to Google and say, hey, get rid of this, and you get some of your money back. Now, it's not a guarantee, but more often than not, it does work, right? And on the flip side, if you get a good call, you want to tell Google about that too. You want to say, hey, Google, this is a good call. This is a legit lead. That way, it can understand the algorithms more and hopefully push more of the right people towards you. Something you can't do with PPC. Also, additionally, there are things called display ads, which are ads within other blogs. We're not talking about that today, but that is another type of ad you guys should know about. And there's also YouTube ads, which we run a lot of YouTube ads. So if you want to know more about that, I do talk about display ads and YouTube ads. Go ahead to my front page of my YouTube channel, type in YouTube ads or YouTube, or type in display ads or Google ads, something of the such inside of my YouTube channel search function, and you're going to find lots of videos about tons of things. We've literally put out hundreds of videos, over 1 million views on the YouTube channel and counting. We're very, very proud of that. Now, continuing on with local service ads. There are some barriers here. It's not like you could just pop it open and start tomorrow as long as you have a PPC account, just like PPC. No, you got to go through a process. They want to vet people who get on LSA ads, and they want to make sure that they are running legitimate businesses. So before we can start an LSA ad for you, before anybody can do that for that matter, they need to do a background check on you, make sure that you have a clean record. They want your business information, your LLC information, or whatever your business is under, and all of the licenses required for your industry, which are going to vary. It's up to you to have that information ready and everything up to date. And if you do not, well, let me tell you, you're making a big mistake. In 2025, when we live in a very, very litigious society, you cannot afford, literally and figuratively, to make this mistake. You have to make sure all of your business identification and information and licenses are always up to date, and that could change, right? These things kind of get more in depth over time and get less, so I understand the frustration there, but you absolutely need all of this up to date in order to run LSA ads, and I recommend it in general for your business as a form of protection for you, the hardworking entrepreneur that can't afford to lose your business over some kind of silly mistake like that. Who wants that, right? All right. So we talked about some of the major points of local service ads. These are secrets you need to know. Google's not just putting out that information out there. They're kind of piecemealing it to you a little bit at a time, or if you talk to their team, honestly, a lot of them honestly don't even really know what they're doing. We've done that before. We've called Google and we said, hey, let's just see what